Hey, good evening, you guys. My apologies. See what happened was I made a mistake and I streamed to the wrong group. Um, I created a whole new group that I'm trying to build, and I made a mistake and I streamed today's topic to the wrong group. So forgive me. I know I am exactly 30 minutes late. But for those who are interested and don't know who I am, my name is Kayla Joshua. I am a financial services mentor, and the name of my business is Knowledge Solutions. And what I do, my apologies, I just can't believe I did this. What I do is I help small business owners who make under 500K learn how to legitimize their business and, make some money. Like, you definitely have to have a structure. You have to start off somewhere. So with that being said, like I said, blame my heart, don't blame my head. But I did do all of this in the other group that I am building. I am making another group because this one is private. So that way, in case people want to add their family and friends to the group, by all means, please do. So, once again, because I'm repeating myself, once again, tonight it is about learning how to structure your business properly. So, the first step is to set a goal. Hey, the first step is to set a goal. So you can't go anywhere if you don't know where you're going. You have to start somewhere. There's always a starting point, and you have to do it. I started off with credit restoration. I just knew I just wanted to be in a position to help myself and help the community. I worked in banking, and I got tired of seeing people that look like me come in and they weren't getting financed. Unfortunately, it's just that's the God honest truth. So I asked my coworkers, like, hey, what are these people doing compared to what my people are doing? And that's how I really got into doing entrepreneurship. I never had any intention of being an entrepreneur, but I guess this wasn't my plan. At the end of the day, it was all God's plan. So, like I said, you have to set a goal. So, with anything in life, any business, you have to start from 0 to 100. So, just even if you don't know what you're doing or where you're going, make sure you set something in place when you're first starting off. Number two, budget. You have to have a budget. I am the budgeting queen. I budget everything, okay? When I was low income, I budgeted everything because you got to make it stretch. That's just a part of what's in the Black community. We good at knowing how to make a dollar stretch. So you have to, hey, from the East Coast, you have to know how to budget. So even if you don't know how much money your business is predicted to make, come up with a number. Say I'm putting X amount to the side for marketing. I'm putting X amount to the side for my supplies if you have a tangible item that you're selling. I'm putting this amount for this. So you have to have some sort of budget. So that's the second thing on the list. So, number one, set a goal for your business. Number two, have some type of budget so you'll know how much money you want to allot to each and everything. All right. Number three, business names. I did not know how important business names were and are. First, you want to check and see if that business name is being used by another company. You don't want to build a big business and come to find out you go to utilize that name and it belongs to somebody else. So you've just marketed for someone else for the last 5 years. So do a business name search with your Secretary of State where you live in. Do one on the trademark website for the United States. Check your business name first because it may be such a great business name. Other people are using that same name, and you want to make sure that that name is available to you. Because if not, you have to tweak your business name, and that's going to be a headache within itself. All right, number 4, business address. You can, I'm going to say this, if you're starting off, you don't have any money, you can use your home address. Is it recommended? No, because, it's public information when you have a business. You don't want the world to know your home address. Now, if you own a home, of course, people still have access to see where you live, unfortunately. But if you're renting somewhere, you don't want people to be able to type in your name and get your address because you own a business. So if you can get a virtual address, that'd be fine. I know a lot of people can't afford a brick and mortar, but if you can, have some type of physical address. Now, when you go to build business credit in the future, you get lower amounts of credit when they do see that you're using your home address. So depending on how big you want your business to grow, you got to think big. You want a big business. You want to make sure you start off the right way. When we talked about budgeting and marketing, make sure you include that business address inside of that. Now, next will be business phone number. Like I said, this is going to lead to business credit in the future, which we'll discuss at a later time. You want a legit business phone number. When they check to see if it's a business number, they can tell if it is a Google phone number. They can tell if it's another cell phone number. They can tell these things. So they won't give you huge lines of credit if, in fact, you don't have a real business number. So by all means, please invest in a business phone if you can. Some companies give you free 1-800 numbers. Just like I said, try to invest and make this part of your budget and part of your marketing, because you will definitely need a legit business number in the future. Next is a business domain. Now, a lot of people go to GoDaddy because it's super cheap. There's nothing wrong with it. I have a domain with GoDaddy. I think it's like $12 for the year. And you can name it whatever you want to. So when you can't afford a website, then you can attach your website to that domain. For example, my website is knowledgefinancialsolutions.com. When you say you know better, you do better. I didn't realize my website name was so long. But I said, you know what? Let me purchase a domain. Domains are super cheap and they are super easy to plug to your website. So when people are looking for me, they can just go to joinkayla.com. Go to joinkayla.com, takes them to my website. And like I said, you can purchase domain for the future. So that way you can lead up to where you're trying to go. Because even though, like I said, this group is for small business owners, we all are going to be big business owners. That's the purpose of us being here tonight, because we're going to all make sure that everybody in this group has their business structured correctly. And if you don't know how, or you have any more questions, you can definitely reach out to myself or my team, and we will be there to assist you. Next. Oh, you know what? I need to backtrack. Moving too fast. Business names. Another thing that is important about business names is you have to also be careful on what you name your business. I had to learn by trial and error. The name of my business was Knowledge Financial Solution, because I'm thinking it's all about finance. I do taxes, financial industry, credit, financial industry, life insurance, financial industry, etc. The financial industry is a hot ticket industry, meaning banks don't like to loan to financial industry companies. Other companies don't like to deal with anything finance. So you shouldn't even have the word finance in your business name. I had to rework my business and change my business name to Knowledge Solutions. So some things may show finance in it, but when you look at my business paperwork, my business name is Knowledge Solutions. You cut yourself out of a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of energy when you put certain names in your business. Don't put anything in your business name related to marijuana. Don't put anything in your business name related to the sex industry. Those type of names are high risk names, and it will stop you from getting business credit in the future. So I think we went over domains. Next is business emails. So I was being cheap and I didn't want to purchase a business email address. I did finally get one through Google. I didn't know how important the business email address is. Once I went to establish business credit, you can't give them an email address of such and such at gmail.com, such and such at yahoo.com. You have to show that you are serious about your business. You have a real business and you want real business money. So invest in a business email. I know some companies, even Google, have business emails for as low as $6 a month. So include that in your budget. Like I said, that was number one. No, that was actually number two, but goals was number one. But include having that business email in your budget, as well as that business phone number and that business address in the future. Like I said, so you can start off with your home, but we want to get used to that because at the end of the day, all of that information has to match. Your business EIN number, which you will get after you receive all of this, and your Dun and Bradstreet number. Everything has to match. If that information does not match, you will be finding yourself reworking your entire business. An example I gave was if your address is ABC Street and you have ST on the EIN paperwork, but on your LLC you have ABC Street, STREET, you will have to redo everything to make it match what's on your paperwork, because what's on that EIN paperwork has to be comparable to everything else. It has to match to a T. If it does not match, you will be reworking your entire business structure all over again from scratch. So who wants to do that? I know I personally had to do it because, like I said, I didn't know any better. So you know better, we do better. I'm trying to save you guys the headache that I went through. Had to change my business name, had to change my business address with the IRS, a headache within itself. Had to change my address on my, once I changed from a home address to a virtual address, and there's different virtual address companies, I had to make sure that information was updated with the IRS. That information is updated with the Secretary of State. So don't do all of this and have to go back and rework your entire business. It's time consuming and it costs money to update and make all of these changes. And last but not least, once you have everything in order, so you have, your goals, you have your budget, you have a business name that no one else is using, you have an address, whether it's a brick and mortar or a virtual address, you have a business phone number, which is real, not your extra cell phone number, not an Obama number, not a Google number. You have a business phone number, whether it's 1-800 or actually a business line from your cell phone company. It reads as a business number. And you have your business email. That's when you will, like I said, make sure you get your EIN number and your Dun and Bradstreet number. Those are kind of like your socials for your business. So when someone types in that number and you're looking for lending and things of that nature, that all is all going to come up, and they want to see if, hey, is this business a legit and a real business? And another thing I think I forgot also too about the business address. I know a lot of people go with iPostal. I tried iPostal when I first started. What I learned is when a company is looking up a business address, it needs to look like a real business. That's why I prefer virtual addresses. If it looks like a mailbox place like Staples, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I'm from the West Coast. If it looks like a Staples or FedEx building type of thing, they're going to deny you business credit, or they're going to give you very minimal, because they're going to look at it as if you don't have a real, or you don't have a legit business that you are taking seriously. So I know I went over a lot of information super fast. Like I said, if you have any questions, by all means, please reach out to myself or my team. Once again, my name is Kayla Joshua, and I am a financial services mentor. And the name of my business is Knowledge Solutions. So the goal here and in this group, let me see, do you have any links for steps to take or some websites? Absolutely. I can provide that information to you, or you can go to my website at joinkayla.com. But or just say you're like, you know what, this is a lot of information. I'm just going to need you to do this for me. That's what I do. This is my specialty. And this is what my goal is, because I didn't have anybody to provide this information to me personally. And I had to learn by trial and error. So thank God now I'm in a position where if you do need to set up an LLC, you can do it yourself by all means. It's DIY, as they call it. Do it yourself. Or if you want me to, my business can also set up the LLC for you. In all 50 states, that comes with your actual LLC, your articles of incorporation, your certificate of good standing. It comes with a registered agent for a year. So say you don't know how to make any updates or changes on your business, it comes with that as well. It comes with a seal for your business, so you'll have that corporate seal. So all of that is included in the package for little to no cost, and it comes via certified mail. So that is an option as well, because I know I just dumped a lot of information on you guys, but I'm just kind of running through this again real quick, because I literally just did this live and I did it in the wrong group by mistake. So if you're in this group and you're watching this, please join the other group. So just in case I do this again, hopefully I don't. Let me see here. Do you recommend getting a DMV number ASAP or down the line? I would say down the line, because what people fail to realize, the date that when people say when your business is established, it's actually the date of the LLC. You could have been running that business as a sole proprietor for umpteen years, and none of that counts. None of that matters. So get your Dun & Bradstreet number after you followed all of the other steps. That will be the last thing on the list to do. So that way you make sure everything is structured correctly. And let me see here. Do we have any other questions before we end tonight? But like I said, please join the other group. Same business name, but please join the other group. So while we're transitioning and moving all of these people over to the new group, you're still receiving the information, and that one will be public. So that way you can add all your family and friends and other small business owners who need this information, because we know they charging for everything out here. So if you can get a couple of free jewels and gems, it is definitely worth it. I'm not seeing any other questions. But once again, like I said, my name is Kayla Joshua. My website is joinkayla.com. And if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to myself. Either myself or my team will definitely assist you at our earliest convenience, or you can schedule an appointment and we can do a consultation as well. All right. You guys have a nice night, and thank you for being patient with me.